Good morning, students. In the last class, we had seen the ladies wearing the wig, isn't it? So this wig which was brought from the dead bodies. So up to there, I have stopped, I suppose, in my last class. And then there is another line over here. Thus, ornament is but the guiled shore to a most dangerous sea. So here he is comparing over here. So a lovely cunning shore, what it does, it just distract a man from the dangers of the stormy sea, right? It's that is what the shore also does. So this is what is being said over here. Then the comparison is gone to the beauteous calf. So from the beauteous calf, veiling an Indian beauty in a word. So from the beauteous scarf, what one expect is beauty, right? From the beautiful scarf, inside the beautiful scarf, you expect something which is beautiful, but that is not happening over here. Veiling an Indian beauty. So when that is revealed out, you can you get a dark lady. Okay, dark feature which is not at all beautiful. That is what is. So just a pretty scarf can hide a dangerous dark-skinned person inside it. This is what is meaning over here. The white Indians are mentioned over here in a word. So from all these examples given over here, what you see from outside, that is not what you see from inside. Inside it is totally different. From outside appearance, it is totally different. Okay. Outside appearance is whatever is shown is just the opposite of what you see from the inside. This for that. He has given so many examples over here. Let us move to the next. The seeming truth which cunning times put on to entrap the wisest, therefore thou gaudy gold. This is what he says. The seeming truth. So the false appearance of truth always, you see, which cunning times put on. So this is what crafty people put on, isn't it? Crafty people put on to hide the false appearance which crafty people put on to entrap the wisest, to deceive the wisest. Okay, to deceive the wisest. Therefore thou gaudy gold. So then he is making his decision. Okay, therefore he says thou gaudy gold. To whom is calling? To the gold casket. So you showy gold. So now he is not having, that is what all these lines, all these examples in the last class, whatever I have discussed, all is for that gold. So he is coming to the point wherein he is speaking about the gold. Therefore he says to the gold casket, he says, therefore you showy gold. From outer appearance, you are very showy. So you showy gold, you stay apart. This is what he's trying to say. Hard food for Midas. So you gold. Now who is this Midas? Midas was a wealthy king in the Greek mythology. Okay, who had a desire that all things, whatever he touched. This story we have heard right from our childhood. We have heard this story. All whatever he touched should turn into gold. Okay, so he got this as granted. Okay, whatever he wished for, he got it. Should be turned into gold. So the request was granted, and then wherever he went and touched, everything changed into gold. So now it was a question of having food. He wanted to have food. Without food you can't survive, right? So while touching the food, that food also turned. He never thought of this consequence maybe. That is why he asked for this wish, and the wish was granted for him. So when he touched his food, food also turned into gold. Food too became useless for him now. Food he can't eat, isn't it? So that was it. He touched, that became gold. So he asked Dionysus to take his favor back. The favor what he had got it from Dionysus. He told Dionysus to take it back because he wanted to eat food, right? Because he wanted to have food. So because of that he's saying hard food for Midas. So gold is described over here as hard food for Midas. That is what he is speaking. I will none of these. I don't want you. Okay, will not have anything. I have nothing to do with you, gold. This is what he is telling over here. I have nothing to do with you. This is what he says. I will none of thee, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge. And then he turns to the silver, and then he is speaking to the silver. Now, so he said, no, I don't want. He said to the gold, and he moved from gold. He's turning to the silver, and this command is for the silver. I will none of thee, he's saying for the gold, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge. So he's saying, nor do I want you, pale silver casket. He's pointing out to the pale silver casket and he's saying, and none of the, not even you, pale casket. This is what he's saying to the silver casket. Between man and man, but thou, though meager lead. This is what he's saying. Okay, he's saying, see, nor none of thee, nor do I want you. He's saying to the silver casket, thou pale and common drudge. Okay, so this is what he's addressing the silver casket. You pale, common drudge in the sense ordinary slave. You are an ordinary slave. Why is he calling silver ordinary slave? Because silver is because you have the coins, silver coins. Coins are made of silver. In those days, coins were made of silver. Silver coins they used to have, and it is called as ordinary slave because it was transformed from one person to another. So it went on from one person's hand to the other person's hand. That is why it is called as a ordinary slave over here. Between man and man. Okay, so passing from one man to the other man. Okay, that is the silver coin, silver which was made for used for making silver coins. Okay, but thou meager lead. Then he is looking at the lead casket and saying, but you, he says, you unattractive, meager in the sense unattractive, you unattractive lead, he is calling to lead. Okay, so all these from outer appearance they are polished, they look very well, isn't it? From outer appearance they were good, but from inside, that we also know from the experience of those two, isn't it? The previous suitors, whoever had come, Morocco and the other one, Morocco and Aragon, those two suitors also we had seen, isn't it? They both ended up, one in gold and the other one in silver, and we had seen the consequence how they had ended up in it. Okay, so here now he's rejecting the silver also. You have seen he rejected already gold, and now he rejected silver, and then he is pointing out, and thou, you gold, unattractive lead, unattractive lead, he is calling out to the lead casket, which rather threateneth than those promise ought. Okay, and you humble lead, that is what is being said, unattractive in his sense, you are very humble, right? Which rather threateneth than those promise ought. Okay, and you look too threatening, to promise me anything. You are in that is why you have a humble appearance. Your humble appearance is so that you look too threatening to promise me. So you are not promising anything to me. This is what he is saying to the lead, because whatever experience he had about outer appearances, he know what it is. Whatever, if you go as per the outer appearances, you will always end up in some unwanted things, which is not at all. You won't be happy with the outer appearances. This is what he is trying to say. And here you are not promising anything anyways. This is what he is speaking to the lead. Thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. Okay, so your paleness, this paleness moves me more than I can say. Okay, then I can say, this is the one. Okay, that is what he says. And here choose. So this is the one I choose. Okay. I joy be the consequence. I hope I'm happy with my choice. So there he goes, selects the lead caskets, and he was extremely happy. You can see his happiness. So he says, yes, so this is, you are mine. That is what, that enjoyment you can see over here. This is the one I choose. I hope I'm happy with my choice. So after choosing the lead casket, he says that I'm happy with my choice. Then Portia, you can see on the other hand. So that was up to Bassanio's dialogue. Let us move to the Portia's dialogue. So aside, she moves aside and she says this. How all the other passions fleet to air, as doubtful thoughts and rash embrace despair, and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy. O love, be moderate, allay thy ecstasy. In measure reign thy joy, scan this excess. I feel too much thy blessing, make it less for fear I surfeit. So this is what Portia, she is moving to aside and she is saying this to her own self. She's talking to her own self. How all the other passions fleet to air. So she says, how all the other emotions feelings, right? Emotions flee to air. How it, she was very much excited, isn't it, when he was making the selection? Why was she excited? Because she was afraid. She had doubts whether he might also end up in gold or silver. And that is why even she tried to give a clue with that song and all we had seen in the previous dialogues, right? Now here you can see how all the other passions flee to air. So now she is feeling that all her other emotions have flown in the air, fleet to air, okay? So has just flown into air. This is what she is feeling. As doubts, thoughts and rash embrace, all my other emotions are vanishing into the air. What is it? My doubts, then as doubtful thoughts, that is my doubts, and rash embrace, desperations, okay? My doubts, my desperations, and despair, okay? All these are moving on. And shuddering fear, my fear, and green-eyed jealousy. So green-eyed jealousy has been considered. You have it on the right hand side. Green was associated with the jealousy, and jealousy is personified here and said to be a monster with green eye. That is why it is called as jealousy, in the sense green eye. That is why it is termed as green-eyed jealousy. Okay, so personification used over here. So you can see green-eyed, it's an adjective used with the word jealousy. And so jealousy, in the sense, it is an indication to a monster. So you can understand it. Okay, it's a reference given to a monster. So monsters, green-eyed. So everything has moved. All these emotions, fear, desperations, doubt, jealousy, everything has flown. Everything has gone away. That is what she is saying. Oh, love, be moderate. Then she says, I need to calm down. I need to calm down. So she was overexcited at this point. That is why she is saying, I need to calm down. Oh, love, be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy. So this is what she says. In measure, reign thy joy, scan this excess. So she says, diminish this excessive joy. Okay, just move out. Just remove this. I need to calm down. Just remove this excessive joy in me. Make my love, this is what she says, make my love, my joy less intense. This is what she's trying to say over here. I feel too much thy blessing. Make it less, for fear I suffer. Okay, please make my love less, or I am afraid that I may, or I'm going to overindulge with this. This is what she says, okay? Meaning myself, I will fall. I'll make myself sick. I will fall sick. This is what she's trying to say over here. At the last, I feel too much thy blessing, make it less, for fear I surfeit. Okay, please make my love less, or I feel that I will fall sick. This will make me sick. So please control my love, myself. This is what she wanted, her self-control. This is what you can see over here. Let us move to the next dialogue. Next dialogue is of Bassanio. What find I here, opening the leaden casket? Fair Portia's counterfeit? What demigod hath come so near creation? Move his eyes, or whether riding on the balls of mine, seem they in emotion. Here are severed lips, parted with sugar breath. So sweet a bar should sunder such sweet friends. Here in her hairs the painter placed a spider, and hath woven a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men, faster than gnats in cobwebs. But her eyes, how could he see to them, to do them, having made one? Methinks it should have power to steal both his, and leave itself unfurnished. Yet look how far the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow. In underprising it, so far this shadow doth limn behind the substance. Here's the scroll. The continent and summary of my fortune reads, you that choose not by the view, chance as fair and choose as true, since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll, fair lady, by your leave, kissing her. I come by note to give and to receive, like one of two contending in a prize. the things he had done well in people's eyes. Hearing applause and universal shout, Gideon's spirit still gazing in a doubt, whether thou peals of praise be his or no. So thrice fair lady stand I, even so, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you. So this is what Bassanio says. What find I here? So he opens the lead caskets and he was shocked. When he opens the lead casket, what he sees, what find I here? What is this? Oh, what is this? He was shocked, right, seeing it. Fair Portia's counterfeit, and this is fair Portia's picture inside it. He was so surprised to see the picture, such a lovely picture it was, right? So he was surprised. Fair Portia's, fair in the sense, beautiful Portia's counterfeit, he says. Picture over here. What demigod. Okay, so he is addressing, so he is comparing Portia over here to demigod. So this is what you can understand over here. What demigod, a half divine person, isn't it? To Portia is speaking about. Had come so near creation, isn't it? So then he is appreciating the artist. This particular artist, he is almost a divine person who have done such a lovely art of Portia, right? So looking at that, because he made such a lovely picture of Portia, how divine this man is to make such a lovely picture of Portia. Move these eyes, or whether riding on the balls of mine. So he's looking at the eyes and saying, do these eyes move? Are the eyes moving? Are the eyes moving? He says. He looks at the eyes and says, that means it was so realistic in nature. That is what you can understand. Are the eyes moving? He says. Or he says, had come so creation. Move these eyes. Or whether riding on the balls of mine. Or is it my eyes which are moving and that I'm feeling that her eyes are moving? Or whether it is that because of my eyeballs which are moving, I'm feeling it like that her eyes are moving. What is it? It was so shocking. It was so realistic. That is why he was feeling like that. Or whether riding on the balls of mine, seem they in motion. So these eyes are so real that they look as if they are in movement. It's in movement. The eyeballs are moving. Here are severed lips parted with sugar breath, so sweet a bar. Then he is looking at the lips and he's saying, her sweet breath, the sweet breath which is coming out from her mouth, right? Here her severed lips parted with sugar breath, sweet sugar breath in the sense sweet breath which forces her lips open. The sweet breath which is coming from deep inside forces her lips open. A lovely divider over here of lovely lips. Okay, a lovely divider. What is that lovely divider? The sweet breath is the lovely divider of the lovely lips. That is what the line is saying. The whole line. Here are sweet, severed lips parted with sugar breath, so sweet a bar should sunder such sweet friends. Okay, that is what it means. Here in her hairs. So next he is saying, and look at her hair. Look at her hair, he says. The painter plays the spider and hath worn it. Okay, so he's saying, look at her hair. Look at the creation of the painter. The painter has worked like a spider over here. He has created it so delicately. His creation over here of the hair is so delicate. Very delicately he had worn it like a spider. So spider's web you have seen, isn't it? It's so delicate, it's so beautiful. How well it is worn. So similarly, he says, a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men. So he's saying, looking at the hair, he's saying it is like a golden mesh. Golden mesh in the sense golden web. It is like a golden web to entrap. To entrap in the sense to trap the hearts of men. It is like this hair, the beautiful hair is looking like to trap the hearts of men. It is so attractive. That is what it is. He's trying to say. It's so attractive that it will trap the hearts of men. Faster than gnats in cobwebs. And that too so fast. Faster than like how those flies get trapped in the cobwebs. That is what gnats it's said over here. Flies, normally when they fly and they come, they get trapped inside the cobwebs made by the spiders, right? So similar to that he is saying over here. But her eyes, how could he see to them having made one? Okay, so look at her eyes, how he might have made, how this painter might have done, how he might have made the eyes, and that too looking at those attractive eyes. That is what he says. How could he see to do them? Okay, looking at them for so long. For painting, you need to see something for a long time. Then only you will be able to paint. So that is what he's saying. How can he do it? By looking at it for so long, having made one. How he might have made one. So he says, methinks it should have power to steal both his. Okay, so this is what he says. Those eyes are so attractive. So by the time he was looking in those eyes and making one eye, in the sense, the attractiveness, the power of the eye might have made the painter blind. And with that, he might have finished